Hi, I'm Dan Aubuchon, and welcome back to the Joy of Tennis Teaching. We've all had funny communications blunders over the years, and I was talking to a good friend of mine, one of the great tennis coaches in the U.S. in the past 30 years, um, and he told me a funny story that reminded me of a few that I'm sure many of you have had. Have you ever said to a student, let's go back to the service line to get started, and you turn around to pick up something, and when you turn back, the student is waiting at the baseline. Why is they at the baseline? Because that's where they've seen people serve from. So the same thing, and this one catches me all the time with the blind group, is telling people to move forward when I want them to move towards the net. But if they're already standing sideways practicing their forehand or backhand, they tend to walk towards that alley instead of going. My friend's story was a little different, but it was very funny. He said he had this young woman, and English wasn't her first language, but she spoke very well, so he really wasn't that concerned about it. But she was really struggling in the lesson. She wasn't succeeding at all, and things kept going bad, and he was trying all kinds of different things. And finally, after one thing that he did, I think in describing a target, she said to him, "Oh, you want me to hit it over the net?" And immediately when he agreed that the purpose of the game was to hit it over the net and inside the lines, she did much better. So my point here in today's little amusing stories is communication is king. You've got to figure out what your student knows. A good friend of mine, when he'd introduce a new student to the court, he would literally walk them around the court and say, this is the service court. This is the ad side service court. This is the doubles alley. This is the baseline. This is the single sideline. You get the idea. He'd go around and introduce and explain each part of the court. It seemed like a little presumptuous and a waste of time to me, but I know that Jim very, very seldom had some of the typical problems. So now that we've been establishing what we're going to really be clear on in our communication, the next 5 weeks we're going to dig into the 5 dimensions. Be joyful.